Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Guys, I wanted to take a quick moment and go over some of the more recent news when it comes to some of the technology updates, things that are revolving around Ripple or companies that are affiliated with Ripple. But before we get into that, I just wanted to quickly share everyone that we are sitting in the positives right now. We're in the green for a lot of your top performing cryptocurrencies out there, as you can see across the board here. Interesting enough, we're not seeing the most amount of activity, obviously, with XRP. This is usually the case when it comes to these particular movements. Bitcoin being your primary gateway coin to get into the cryptocurrency ecosystem is always going to take precedence when it comes to this kind of movement here. But interesting enough, we're not seeing a lot of positive action taking place for XRP, the digital asset, which would lead a lot of people to believe that there's some sort of suppression taking place with that digital asset alone. All the speculations could actually be something that we can argue against or for, but the idea here is that any positive action for these cryptocurrencies is positive movement for the entire ecosystem in general, regardless if there's some suppression, because suppression always leads to some sort of rebound that we've seen in the past. So a very good movement for XRP could take place in the upcoming months just simply because of this. Again, it's all speculation at this point in time, but we are still seeing some positive movement happening, and I would imagine that really what we're needing to see is the entire market cap of the entire ecosystem jumping up to roughly around $200 billion. We're actually just underneath that. So again, some positive action happening for your top performing cryptocurrencies. I'm hopeful, as much as anybody else can be, that we're going to start seeing even more positive action going into the end of 2019 and going into 2020. So let me know what you guys think as far as price prediction is concerned, if you are actually up to doing that. Otherwise, I'm just going to be on the sideline like everyone else, waiting for these price actions to actually keep continuing with their positive movement. Getting into some of the news here. So just recently, Ripple actually made another big move when it comes to their partnership. And on their page, specifically Ripple.com, you can see that Ripple partners with RIA Money Transfer to power instant global payments. Very quick read here. You can see that RIA Money Transfer, a subsidiary of Euronet Worldwide, has joined RippleNet to enable instant blockchain-powered global payments. And of course, the information as far as showing how big this is, with customers in over 155 countries, more than 377,000 locations worldwide, and $40 billion in money transfer volume per year, RIA is one of the largest payment service providers in the world. And by joining RippleNet's network of 200 plus financial institutions worldwide, RIA can settle transactions with increased speed, transparency, and efficiency to deliver a better experience to their customers. Now, it's not directly specified here in this article whether or not RIA is going to be implementing xCurrent and possibly leading into xRapid or vice versa. But I do know that with them being a very, very big player out there, onboarding themselves to be a part of Ripple Network, this is just simply another means for these companies to interact with each other so that when it comes time to being able to transfer money back and forth via RippleNet, and they would like to explore the options that are outside of xCurrent, they are now going to be able to do so, again, with this kind of connections here being made through RippleNet. So a very big move again for Ripple and RIA Money Transfer. And again, the amount of money that's actually just involved with RIA Money Transfer alone would be a substantial amount of money flowing through XRP eventually, or at least giving the opportunity to do so. And if it doesn't even lend itself to being part of the xRapid protocol, the idea that an entity this big right here being part of the playing field is absolutely huge for Ripple and the network there. So again, a very big move when it comes to Ripple and money transfer. Let me know what you guys think about this kind of movement here in the actual comment section for sure. A couple of things I wanted to go over as well. So in the recent past, we've had a substantial amount of talk when it comes to JPMorgan getting themselves immersed into the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and especially creating their own coin, which is the JPM coin. And of course, a lot of people have considered that a stable coin for the JPMorgan banking system, which is fine. But we're getting reference here that JPMorgan is actually interacting now and getting immersed into Microsoft Azure, which is definitely connected to R3. Here we're seeing JPMorgan Quorum, which is basically part of their own particular blockchain. They're available over Microsoft Azure. And looking a little bit further here, Microsoft has positioned JPMorgan's private version of Ethereum Quorum as a cornerstone of its cloud-based enterprise blockchain offering to customers. So again, we're seeing this connection being made between Microsoft Azure with their blockchain technology and allowing for JPMorgan's Quorum to actually be available on there. Now, to kind of link this up to R3, we can see that on Azure's site here, dealing with Microsoft, R3 on Azure, launch of Corda Enterprise. And of course, this is something that took place roughly around the middle of last year, 2018. So an early type of partnership taking place that we're starting to see a majority of development happening now with big names, again, such as JPMorgan. So I would imagine, guys, that we're going to start seeing even more development when it comes to bigger banks, bigger named banks out there that could possibly looking to have their own stablecoin being available on the Microsoft Azure cloud. And again, seeing that Microsoft Azure's cloud is associated with R3. R3 is most certainly connected to Ripple when it comes to things such as the Corda settler. I've most certainly talked about that in depthly. I talked about it even in my last video, making connections. So again, you can see how a lot of the value that's actually being applied from these different kinds of companies could be transferred through the corridor or in the use case of XRP. Again, XRP is one of the fastest, most scalable cryptocurrencies out there, so it makes sense as to why you would see a lot of these companies out there onboarding their own version of cryptocurrency into the ecosystem, where you have, again, connections such as Microsoft Azure utilizing R3's enterprise. So again, a very big move when it comes to what's happening here in the actual entire cryptocurrency ecosystem, these connections being made between these big name banks, these big name companies that are dealing with cloud services, and of course their connection with companies such as R3. So I'm hopeful that in the very near future, we're going to start seeing a lot of activity happening where a lot of these coins are actually utilizing XRP as this corridor or this bridge asset, and we'll start seeing a lot more money flowing through the digital asset XRP. And just recently, we got reference that an executive of JPMorgan is leaving the bank to join a new crypto startup here that we've actually been hearing a little bit about called Tradewin. Now, Tradewin, according to this article from Crypto Daily, is basically a fintech firm that digitizes precious metals. So again, we have an executive leaving JPMorgan, which happens to be Michael Albanese, and he's going from the bank to Tradewin to start working on digitizing different types of precious metals into the cryptocurrency ecosystem. So very big move when it comes to what's taking place again with banking systems and of course members of the banking system merging out into other types of cryptocurrency firms out there. If you are familiar with what happened with JPMorgan and the actual price of silver being manipulated because of members of JPMorgan, and the fact that JPMorgan has been accumulating multiple amounts of silver for the last 20 some odd years, maybe even longer than that, during this price manipulation of silver, really is a telltale sign that we could be seeing a substantial amount of silver coming into the market being digitized. And if that is the case, guys, then this right here is going to shift the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem, because that's a large amount of money that they're holding on to when it comes to the amount of silver that they have. And of course, again, if it's being digitized over and we could possibly see something as far as a financial decline as far as the monetary system is concerned, this right here could lend itself into something very explosive for not only cryptocurrencies, but the precious metals being digitized into cryptocurrencies. So a very big move when it comes to a member or an executive of JPMorgan going from the bank to the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem, working in a firm called Tradewin that happens to deal with digitizing precious metals. And of course, something I found very interesting when it comes to this article here that I'm not exactly sure if I should put a lot of stock into is the understanding of the JPM coin. It states here that the new cryptocurrency from JPM coin is said not to be a stable coin or even a cryptocurrency. And of course, they state, bear with me, the JPM coin does use blockchain in it, though it is mostly referred to as a digital coin. Of course, in February, it was announced that JPM coin's draw cards are listed as each token being redeemable for fiat, and that it's powered by blockchain, specifically Quorum, a distributed ledger platform developed by JPMorgan and some of its partners. So this whole principles behind the JPM coin and the draw card behind that really doesn't lend itself to be something as substantial as what we currently know of XRP, the digital asset, and of course what it is actually designed to do, being the scalable, fast cryptocurrency that allows for it to also be a bridge asset. So my guessing is that the JPM coin is just simply going to be another one of those walled garden coins that is going to be utilizing XRP because of the fact that it is a bridge asset. So you guys let me know what you think about this information in the comment section. I definitely appreciate you taking the time to hear me out on this. Guys, there's a substantial amount of news that's out there, and I'm going to try to do my very best to keep up with that. If you do happen to want more information, definitely give me a follow on Twitter at crypto_ginger. I'm usually on there quite often because it's easier for me to post information back and forth. But Again, keep on the lookout for additional videos coming out, and any news that you happen to see, go ahead and link that information out there to the XRP community as well. A lot of people want to make sure they're updated on this. So thank you again for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. And again, take advantage of any of those particular links in the description to secure your cryptocurrencies either offline with the Ledger or simply on your mobile phone with the Uphold wallet. Outside of that, thanks again for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.